Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, hey, we're back. We're talking about the Flash 2014 costume that just came out, man. Here's what I got to say about that, man. The only thing that I asked, the only thing that I've ever said about the Flash, man, is that it has to be better than Arrow. Whatever they decide to do, however they decide to do it, it must be better than than anything that's ever been seen on Arrow, okay? And they did that. I would definitely say that, man. It's better than Arrow. That's all I've ever asked for, so I think CW delivered on this. Now, with that said, let's talk about the suit first. We got our first, like, HD photo from the side that showed the Flash turned to the left where his ear was kind of exposed and he's looking at something else, but you can kind of see that where his ear would be at. It's him in like this helmet, and it has the Flash symbol over his ear, and you can see his eyes, you can see his mouth, and his nose. And it looked really burgundy, man, like a dark burgundy, almost as if it was like the Man of Steel type color, as far as dark like that, but almost like a dirty red, man, a really dark bloody red, just like that. Then all of a sudden, man, we get these pictures that started coming in. I don't know when they came in, but I think they came in at least today, March 3rd, 2014. That's when I found them, so that's what I'm talking about. As far as that's what the date I'll put on them. We get to see a front view. And I guess you can call it live action view. It was somebody took some photos on the scene or on the set of the Flash pilot episode, man. And we get to see our first visual confirmation of the Flash outfit. And it's funky, man. That's the only word I can really use to describe it. It's funky, man. It's different. It's something that I thought that I would have never thought of. I'll put it that way. If you ever seen the movie After Earth with Jaden Smith and Will Smith, which I gave 10 out of 10 stars. I thought it was an excellent movie, man. But Hollywood didn't like that. The suit is kind of like that. It's like Jaden's suit, man. Inside of the movie, and it has that same pattern that I don't know, chainmail pattern on the shoulders and the stomach, and then it has, and what I mean by that chainmail is, as far as looking at Superman from Man of Steel, his outfit, it looks just like that. It has that pattern, with like interlocking circles and really, kind of, I guess you can say tactical. You can use the word tactical to describe this outfit. I mean, it's very hard to describe this outfit. Now, on the chest, you have the Flash logo. The Flash logo is a gold ring with, a gold Flash symbol. And it doesn't look yellow. It looks gold to me. And then the inside of the logo is red. So if you look on his ears, from that side view again, they showed you a gold ring with no color and just a gold lightning bolt. And then, once we go to the front of his outfit, you get to see there's a red symbol inside of there with the gold lightning bolt in the gold circle or gold ring. And then where that sits at is the kind of the center of his chest. I guess you can say parallel with his nipples. I guess that's probably a proper way to say that. It's parallel with his nipples, and where your nipples are at, if you're filling your chest right now, that's kind of weird, but if you're filling your chest right now, where your nipples will be at, everything from your nipples up is leather. All the way up to where, it's just strange. Like I said, it's very hard to describe this, but it's, where your nipples are at, everything is leather, and the leather goes all the way up to the face. All the way up. The whole entire head is leather. And it's kind of strange. Like I told you, it's very hard, but just bear with me. Where the eyes at, where your I guess if you had a unibrow, don't laugh, it's not funny. If you had a unibrow, where your unibrow would start at, there's these black lightning bolts that are going from the top of his forehead all the way back towards the back of his skull. And if I was going to say, to kind of, I guess, describe it properly, it looks like his eyebrows. It looks like somebody penciled his eyebrows like a lightning bolt and shot him all the way to the back of his head. Now, if you look in the description box, ladies and gentlemen, there's a video that I put together with the 1990s Flash TV show music, and those pictures are there available. Okay, it looks like the uniform or suit can be unbuttoned and unzippered. Or zippered. It looks like, you know, he puts the helmet on first, and then the uniform comes second. Now, if you're looking at the front, it has shoulder pads. And there's only a couple of photos that kind of show these shoulder pads. And maybe I think that's because of the stunts, maybe. But how do you want to say it? There's shoulder pads where the shoulder should be at, and a couple of little shoulder pads where the elbow should be at. If you're looking at the front of the Flash, if he's kind of bending down towards you like he's about to run, it almost looks like there's Ant-Man antennas. But it's not Ant-Man antennas, it's just these weird, maybe stitched in, etched in, carved in, like somebody carved in the leather with an engraver. Like, you know, get a hot rod, you know what I'm saying, and they carve in leather. If you ever, I don't know if anybody's ever done that, I've done that with my dog leashes. And that's what it looks like, man. Like I said, it's very hard to describe this uniform, man. Looking at the full uniform down to the legs, he has this utility belt. It looks like a utility belt. I don't know if it is or not because the photos are not that well, but wherever the utility belt meets the crotch, there's lightning bolts. So there's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 7 lightning bolts. 2 on the waist. 1 on the chest, 2 on the forehead, and then 2 on the ears, man. So, excuse me, it should be 8. Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it should be 8, man. Now, the best picture that I can say is going... Well, let me go back first. There are knee pads also. But the knee pads almost look like rolled up, like a roly-poly skin. Almost like an armadillo skin, so it's padded. Now, the best... Oh, his boots are also burgundy red, you know, bloody red, man. And they have yellow on the boots also, or gold, depending on how you're looking. Now, anyway, moving on. The best photo that we can definitely say, okay, this is the Flash, is when he's bending down. You really can't see any of the... You can't... How do you want to say it? The costume isn't in light. There's no light hitting it. In darkness, the costume looks the best. There you go. That's the best way to kind of describe that. In darkness, the costume looks the best. There's no imperfections. It just looks amazing. And there's this lightning bolt coming behind him as he's about to take off, man. And he's the Flash, man. He definitely looks it. He's wearing, also, you can tell on this photo that he's wearing gloves, these burgundy gloves. Now, here's my thing. I can see people dressing up as Arrow and the Flash from here. I wouldn't myself, and I wouldn't let my kids. I'll just be real with you. I wouldn't let, if I had kids. I just wouldn't. I wouldn't let my dog dress up, and I have dogs. I just don't see it. I don't see, but maybe, like I said, you know, this is. I mean, I'm 30 years old. You know, I don't know how these kids are gonna, you know, relate to this. I mean, obviously they're related to the Arrow, and I don't relate to that show. So, I mean, I relate to Smallville, you know, because I guess I grew up with it. But if I grew up with this show, I would be excited about this show. And I think that, you know, that's where I really do like the idea and the concept of Flash, and that's because I think that kids will dress up and they'll go to Comic-Con dressing as this Flash. Me myself, I'll show up as the old Flash from the 1990s because that's who I grew up with, you know. And obviously, I didn't watch the Flash when I was younger. No, I didn't. I started watching the Flash right around, I think, 2006, 2007, when the Justice League started appearing on Smallville, man. That's the first time that I ever watched that. And obviously I used to watch it with the Tick and stuff like that was on TV at the time, you know, during reruns, you know, and watching it with, you know, the Adventures of Lois and Clark and all that stuff. But I wasn't a really big fan of the Flash. I've never been a big fan of the Flash. I actually got introduced to the Flash and, you know, pretty much DC Comics right around Smallville, man. I was always a Marvel fan. But this gets me excited, and I think that it's going in the right direction, and I think that the CW has something good on their hands if they do it properly, man. And I think people will, you know, make, how do you want to say it? Make those cosplay outfits, and they'll probably make their own little, you know, fixes and stuff like that with it. And I think that just like on Arrow, the TV show, we got to see some changes to the uniform thanks to the Flash that gave Arrow something to hide his face more. And I think that changes to this uniform will come throughout the progression of the show, okay? So let's not get too crazy about it. Let's just get excited, man, and talk about it, you know? Write to CW on their Twitter and their Facebook and comment and stuff, and share these photos and just show your enthusiasm about this project, man, because if we do this, we're going to get more TV shows, man. We see what's coming, man. Constantine, Luke Cage, man, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Flash is coming. We have Arrow on TV. We have Daredevil coming. There's really a whole, I don't know, a whole canon about to be launched, man, on television and in movies, man, with these characters. Even the Fantastic Four is getting a reboot, and they just had a movie out, man. So, guys, if you are a comic book fan, you know, yes, no matter if you're complaining or you're commenting or you're liking or you're agreeing, any opinion matters with this. With these TV shows, especially the comic book TV shows, man. So voice your opinion, man. Let me know what you guys thought about it. Are you excited? Will you be dressing up for this? You know, share, man. Just share. We're out of here, guys. Thanks again for listening, man. I went way over time. That's 11 minutes talking about a damn uniform, man. Whatever.